Hey everyone, it's Michael here at Home Health Success Academy, and I just want to say thank you so much for giving me some of your time in this video right here. We're going to be talking about how to use Facebook in order to be able to increase your census, increase referral sources. And of course, if you can increase the referral sources, you can increase admissions and leads to your company. That means that you will be able to increase the bottom line, the profits of your organization. And so the reason for this video is because if you are not aware, Facebook is the third largest search engine and at the same time is the pretty much #1 social media network at this very moment. And also is an amazing thing that a lot of home health agencies, home care companies, and hospices are not taking advantage of. And what I want to be able to share with you guys is something that I use personally myself for my home health agencies, for my home care companies, that is getting me a tremendous amount of leads and referrals to my companies. And these are things that we share with other agencies out there because we want to be able to share with the agencies that we work with that uses our strategic consultation services. And at the same time as if you yourself right now at this moment don't need our services, that's perfectly fine. I still just want to be able to share this with you because there are a lot of patients to go around, okay? And a lot of agencies right now are suffering, and we even know agencies that are closing down because they can't find patients. They can't find clients for their agencies. They work so hard opening up these agencies, yet all of a sudden they can't bring in the clients and it doesn't become profitable, and then they shut down. And that is right there something I am trying to avoid for a lot of people, because for myself, thank God that I've been able to be successful with our companies that we've had. But I've gone through the rough patches of, when I first started in this industry, not knowing where to get the next client, not knowing, what are the techniques that I need to do. There weren't companies like my agency, like Home Health Success Academy or 10xpatientreferrals.com. There weren't those companies that were giving directions to people on how to be able to increase their patients, increase their census. People will say, well, what you need to do is you need to create relationships. What you need to do is you need to walk in and do lunch and learns. What you need to do is do this. The problem is people are telling and showing people what they need to do, but it's not about the what. It's not about what you need to do, but how do you do it? Everyone knows that you need to get patients, but how do you need to get patients? And so that's what we do here at Home Health Success Academy is that, we have our free resources on YouTube that we give so much value to you guys that if you guys just use some of the techniques that we share with you guys for free at our YouTube channel, it's such an amazing thing. And if you decide to, join our email list, we can also give you more resources right there. And so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to help all other organizations. And so let me first of all tell you guys who this agency training right here is for. Okay, this is for agencies that are looking for newer and fresher ideas to be able to get more clients. These are for agencies that want to be able to stand out and make themselves look different and to beat the competition around them. That's who this is for. Now, who this training right here is not for, it's for people that don't want to change, that don't believe that there are newer things that they can do for their agency. It's not for the people that say that, I've already tried, Facebook marketing. Let me ask this question. Did you use your ads manager? Or are you the one that just created a Facebook page but did not boost any posts? Or did you boost any posts but you did not have the right content that could be valuable for potential referral sources? Remember, as a home health agency like the ones I own and the home care companies that we own, it's not about the services and features that we can do, but the benefits that we can provide people. If you're an agency, you are a problem solver. Any business in this world solves problems, right? If you're hungry, you go to a restaurant, and that's what a restaurant does. They market their company, so hopefully that you use their, their product or food. if you're a home health agency, what can you do for the people out there? But first of all, you need to communicate to them. The number one reason why agencies fail is because nobody knows who you are. Just because you have an address, a phone number, and just even because you have a website, that does not mean people know who you are. And that for some reason, that they should just call you if they find you online and they should use your services. It's a matter of building value. And pretty much in this video series, we're going to share with you guys, what we use for our companies that's been bringing in patients, that's been bringing in, leads and increasing our census. And we don't even need to hire a full-time marketer for this. Isn't that amazing? A lot of people are hiring marketers and all of a sudden you can't even analyze, you can't even tell if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. All you know is that at the end of the month you pay them $4,000, $5,000, yet all of a sudden you look at the books and they only brought you one client, and that doesn't even make sense. And so that's what we want to be able to share with you guys, how to be able to use Facebook to your advantage and share with you guys what we are doing and how we do it. So let's go ahead and get started. But before anything else, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Michael with Home Health Success Academy and 10xpatientreferrals.com. We are a strategic consulting company based solely for home health agencies, home care companies, and hospice agencies. That's what we do. We help companies learn how to be able to market, how to be able to walk into a referral source and to be able to convert that place, for them to start building trust with you, to be able to refer to you. But before you can build trust and have them start using your services, you need to be able to learn how to present it correctly. And that's another reason why a lot of agencies have problems, is that they don't know how to present it the proper way. We're going to show you how to be able to present to physicians, to a nursing home, to a social worker. Everything is different for you guys. We're going to give you all the tips, the tricks, and strategies. We're also going to be providing you guys with scripts so you guys know what you need to say. Let me ask this question. Have you heard this before? You walk into a facility and they say, you know what? We are already working with another agency. Funny thing is, every other company open out there that should refer to you already is working with another agency. And before they worked with that agency, they worked with another agency. And before that other agency, they worked with another agency. It's a matter about bringing value, and that's what we do and how we teach. I've experienced amazing things in this industry. But to my journey, to be able to get to the point where I'm at this moment, to be able to provide value for you and provide you guys education and training, I've gone through the problems. And what I did was I made sure I went out there, spent some money, and learned. A lot of people just don't even want to learn or don't even want to try. They still want to try the old ways of doing things. A lot of companies are still marketing like it's the 1990s. And if you're even still thinking about marketing like it's the early 2000s, then you're still behind at this very moment. So this video is about Facebook ads, and it's one of the most amazing things that you guys should actually have in your arsenal, in your weapons, in marketing your company. So what is social media, right? Social media has been found to be the most effective digital advertising channel for getting more impressions, clicks, and conversions. You can spend as little as $5 a day and see amazing results. Imagine that, spending $5 a day and you may get results. And so if you look at that, that is only $1,825 that you would spend in a year if you spent $5 a day. A marketer would cost you $30,000 for an average one, and they may not even produce for you. You may pay $60,000 and they still may not produce enough for you to make sense of paying them $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. But if you're able to just start right now and do this and learn through the techniques that we're teaching, you'll be surprised what you're going to be able to convert from this. And that's what we want to be able to do with you guys right now, is to give you guys everything to start you off at this very moment to make a decision to start tonight without even using our agency. So why should a home health agency or a hospice company or a home care agency start advertising on Facebook? Let me go ahead and go through the list to be able to explain to you why. Like, home health marketing, home care marketing is such an important thing. If you don't market your company, no one's going to be able to know who you guys are. So the first reason why you should use this with your home health marketing and your home care marketing is that all other agencies are not using this. Like I said, people may say, well, Michael, we already are using Facebook. We have a Facebook page, or we boosted a post before. That's fine. But what we're talking about is knowing how to actually use Facebook ads, how to be able to start it, how to be able to choose which type of ads to deliver. And as people are still trying to figure this out, if you're able to jump on this right now because you have the value, you have what we're showing with you guys right now, imagine what you guys can actually do at this very moment. And so just to let you know, your competition is watching this video at this very moment as well, or has finished watching this video and has already made a determination and choice to actually start practicing, drilling, and rehearsing how to market themselves in Facebook using the right ads. Number two, it's low cost of marketing. Like I said, a minimum of $5 a day. But here's the thing. If you're spending, let's say, for example, $5 a day, in a whole year, you spent $1,825 on advertising. But imagine if you're able to get one referral just from $5 a day, one referral in that year. That is where you provide 8 hours of non-medical care for that particular person. One referral. And they're a full-time client. If you charge them $25 an hour for non-duty medical services, private duty caregivers, and you charge them $25 an hour, and let's say, for example, if you are able to run your agency correctly and you're managing $6.25 profit for that $25, just imagine that right now. That's 25% profit. So if within a year, you're making a profit of $6.25 an hour. And if you multiply that by 8 hours a day, you're making a profit of $50 in one day. And if you multiply that by 365 days in a year, you're having a profit of $18,250 just from one client by doing $5 a day, which is you're spending about $1,800 in a whole year, but you may have a return of $18,250. That's just one client that you can get. But the goal here is not to get one client. The goal here is to be able to be great and start doing Facebook ads, learn how to do it correctly, or go through our guidance, and keep on bringing in more clients and more leads. And so here's the thing. For my company, we started off at $5, spending. And this was 3-4 years ago. And so as we slowly learned, we started realizing we are getting leads. And so what we ended up doing was we took that and we started doubling down. Because if I was bringing in 2-3 clients a month at $5, spending every day, spending $150 a month, what happens if I spend $450? What if I spent $1,000? The potential is there. And so that's where we got at. The cost of marketing is so low. Now, just to let you guys know, 3-4 years ago, it was cheaper to do Facebook ads. Now, it's gone up a little bit, but it doesn't cost as much as Google ads, which is like $6 a click. So it's very low cost on your marketing budget. The third reason is everyone else is trying to figure things out. Everyone else is trying to figure out how should they market. They can't even figure out how they need to get in front of the right people when they're doing walking in cold, when they're making cold calls. A lot of companies are not even cold calling anymore, saying that cold calling is dead. The reason why cold calling doesn't work for a lot of companies is because they don't know how to cold call correctly, to get the appointments, to get them to want to see them. So while they're trying to figure out how to market in the field, how to hire the right marketers, how to hire the right nurses, the right caregivers, no one's trying to figure out this wonderful Facebook marketing thing. And so we always have this belief that what you need to do is you need to be able to get into a space that others are not getting in there yet. Jump in there first so you become that person in that industry. And so that's what we're trying to be able to deliver to you guys, is to be able to fully explain to you guys the importance of Facebook marketing. So while everyone else out there is trying to figure out how to market out there, do this. But don't forget, boots in the ground marketing is the most important thing when it comes to marketing as well. And so your marketers need to be trained, your administrators, your owners need to be trained to learn how to market correctly. Because you can get leads, but if you can't convert leads, that could be problematic as well. So number fourth reason is marketers leave you and take the information, right? So I hear so many horror stories of marketers working for an agency. They decide to open up their own agency and they bring all the resources with them. And so you have to understand that Facebook marketing is important for your company, but you get to keep that. It won't go anywhere. You control your Facebook ads. You control your Facebook page. Now, I've known some agencies out there who actually let their marketer control the Facebook page. And that, of course, causes some problems, because if they have some problems with that marketer leaves, that marketer turns off that page because he owns it. And so you have to understand that there's a lot of strategies involved, and I want to be able to share with you guys what I do and what we've been doing and what the other industries, not even home care or home health agencies out there, are using Facebook to their advantage to make millions of dollars, to sell their products, to sell their services. The fifth reason is it can make you stand out. Part of marketing is branding, and those are two separate aspects: marketing, branding, and sales. And you have to have a clear process for each one of those. How do you get known in your community? You brand yourself. And that's the part of being able to use Facebook, use social media, taking advantage of that. We can go over a whole lot of other things. SEO, search engine optimization, that's a whole other series we're doing that helps get us more clients. We can talk about how to use YouTube correctly to be able to get more clients. Because guess what? Google's number one in search engines, YouTube's number two, and Facebook is number three. So why wouldn't you want to take advantage of all three items? So it makes you stand out. It makes you show people who you are, what your company's about. And the sixth reason is it can be started overnight. Like at this very moment, after you're done with this video series, you should be able to go into Facebook, figure out your ads manager, create your account on that, and begin planning and seeing what you can do at this very moment to start getting the word out of your company, whether you're doing a campaign or you're trying to get people to convert from leads to using your services. So there's a variety of different things that you guys can do, but my goal is to be able to give you enough information after you watch this video. But at the same time, just so that you know, as we're watching this video series, I'm going to be giving you guys some free nuggets. I'm going to be giving you guys some free information that would be beneficial for you. So as you watch this video, pay attention to what I'm sharing with you guys. And towards the end, I'm going to give you guys some free offers that a limited amount of people, only a few amount of agencies will be able to take advantage of. I'm going to give you guys, just to give you heads up, I'm going to give away a free strategy session with me right now, so that you can set up time and ask any questions. And I'm going to show you guys and share with you guys what you need to do to be able to get that. Okay, so let's go get started with lesson 1, Introduction to Facebook Ads. What you're going to learn in this particular lesson is that you're going to learn all the basics that you need to get up and running with your Facebook ads. And this is important, right? So just like anything else that we learn, we have to learn step-by-step process to be able to understand all the basics first, our core aspect of things, before we start moving on to the next level. So let's go ahead and get started with lesson 1 on Introduction to Facebook Ads and why this is such an important thing for your home health, your home care marketing, and your hospice marketing. So why use Facebook ads? That's going to be the question. Why should I use it? Well, guess what, guys? Plumbers use it, dentists use it, physicians use it, urgent care uses it, hospitals uses it. So why should it home health marketing, home care marketing, why shouldn't we use it for that as well? Well, let's go ahead and start, right? So Facebook advertising is seriously, right now at this very moment, one of the most effective tool out there to grow your business, to create loyal customers, to get clients in the door. for your home health agency, for your home care company. It will help you generate leads for potential patients, for potential clients, for potential referral sources. And with that, you can convert that into leads, into sales, right? So a lot of people try not to use the word sales when it comes to home health and home care. What do you think a sale is? You're selling your product. Of course, it's about sales for your agency. At this very moment, there's over 3 million businesses that are advertising on Facebook, and there's never been a better time to start now. And if you may think, well, Michael, there's already 3 billion businesses out there, 3 million businesses, why should I jump in? Well, the question is, are they using it correctly? And also another thing is, how many of those are home health agencies? We did a study last year and we looked at about 5,000 agencies in the United States. And what we found out that only 72% of those agencies actually have a website. And when we looked even further, only 30 something percent actually had a Facebook page. So if you actually look at your competitors or look at your Facebook page, are you actually posting on a daily basis? Or are you posting a minimum of 5 times a week? And that's just a minimum. And if you're watching this video, are you actually posting right now? Are you actually also using Facebook ads right now? I'm not talking about boosting your posts. We're going to talk about that later on. But are you actually advertising in Facebook? So I'm going to share with you guys some of the few reasons why Facebook advertising is huge and exciting for home health marketing and home care marketing. So the audience size right now at this moment, right? 1.13 billion daily active users are using Facebook on a daily basis. Out of those 1.03 billion are accessing social networks via mobile devices, your smartphones, your Android phones, your Apple phones, your iPhones, right? The attention also is in social media. People spend a lot of time in social networks. The average user spends about 50 minutes just on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger on a daily basis. And in social media, there's what we call organic reach decline. So what is organic reach? Organic reach is a people posting something and people are sharing that. Now, there is a virality. There's a lot of videos that you guys see out there, or posts that gets viral, as they may say, that spreads, that becomes popular. And we all know one thing, that home care and home health is not really the biggest thing that you want to be able to spread out there. That nobody's want to say that it's a funny thing to do. It's not like those, cat videos or videos of the little kids, right? We're dealing with some of the most elderly population, the senior population, the disabled. But that's the thing about that. Organic reach is not going to be a big thing nowadays on even just regular things. Only a few things go viral. So if you think that you're going to post something in your website that's going to be shared to 1 million people, that's not going to happen. So it's about paying to play right now. That is what's going to get you in the front of people. Just think about it. Back in the days, people used to use Yellow Pages, right? And in Yellow Pages, you paid some money to be placed in the Yellow Page. But if you wanted to get more attention, you paid additional money to get a 1/8 of a page, a quarter page, half a page, or even a full page. And so we have to understand that at any given moment, we have to pay to get people to know us. We pay marketers. We should have a website by now, but not just a virtual brochure as your website, but to be able to provide education, provide information. So we have to spend money in order to be able to market our services. We have to understand that, listen, 100% of your profits, 100% of your referrals, 100% of the money coming into your company is all about marketing. And if you're spending little or none to your marketing, then that is the reason why you're in the current situation where you are. If you're satisfied with 100 clients at this very moment, What you spend in your organization is what you get, is the results of that. 100% of your marketing dollars, 100% of your marketing time and expenditures is 100% of your profit. So we have to understand that we have to put some money down. We have to actually, spend some money, invest time in marketing, time in learning, educating ourselves what we can do better so that we can market our company. Now, looking at targeting when it comes to Facebook, the targeting part in Facebook ads is so incredible. Businesses like your agency, your home health company, your home care company can target users by location, by demographics, by their age, by the gender, their interests, behaviors, and so much more. And as we dive deep into this training, we're going to talk more and more about how amazing and what you can do and how precise you can target the people that you guys actually want, the leads that you want, the potential referral sources that you want, and to gain access to all those people by using the knowledge, by using what Facebook has, what they have gathered, the information. Information is king, and you need that information as much as possible. Now, before anything, we always have to do what we call the pros and the cons of things. We have to look at, why should we do it? Or what are things that we can face if we do something wrong? So what are the cons about things? To be able to make a decision of it, right? So one thing that we teach in Home Health Success Academy and our 10xpatientreferrals.com training is scripts, knowing what you need to do. So, you need to look at the pros and cons. And so we have what we call the Benjamin Franklin close. We name some of our scripts and our closes. Now, Benjamin Franklin close has been used for so long, and we actually incorporated that when it comes to home health marketing. And it should be part of your presentation when you're speaking to people. And so it happens pretty much towards the mid to the end part of your marketing or presentation to somebody. And it pretty much goes something like this. Okay, so when you're speaking to a social worker, you can say, Miss Social Worker, listen, before we make a decision, I want to be able to ask you a few questions. I know your time is valuable. Now, for me, and for the people that has worked and is working with us right now at this very moment, they want to be able to put the pros and cons of working with our company. And so let me share with you the cons and the pros. And if we can come up with a lot of pros to why we should work with together and we should provide services for your patients or your clients, then hopefully we can have that opportunity to be able to move on to the next step. And so that's what you do, and you bring up the cons of working with your company and the pros. Because you have to understand, there's no perfect relationship out there. So you need to be able to detail to them why working with your company would be the right decision for them. So let's look at the cons and the pros of Facebook marketing. So what are the cons? Well, number one, if set up and managed incorrectly, it can cost you a lot of money. But at the same time, it's just let you guys know, it will cost you less if you're doing Google AdWords, right? And so we're going to talk about that in the budgeting section of this training series. Now, just like anything else, if you don't do it correctly, if you don't follow the set policies and procedures on how to do things correctly, things are not going to happen the way it should be, and you won't be able to fully assess what happened or what caused the problems to happen. So when you hire new nurses, you provide them policies and procedures. You show them what they need to do to provide care. You have a care plan set forth. Now that's a care plan set forth for non-medical or for medical. And if your nurses don't follow the care plans correctly, how can we deliver the care properly? It works the same thing when you're marketing your company. You should have a sales process. You should have a business cycle. And you should be able to understand what part are you in each step so you can tell how do you move forward or how do you provide the marketing strategies for your company. And it goes the same way when social media, and you should have a social media policy and procedure on how to be able to use it properly. And that's what we're doing here, is we're giving you guys the core items to be able to learn how to be able to market your company through Facebook, through social media, okay? So if you manage it correctly, things will come out the way you should. But if you don't manage correctly, then that's where problems actually end up occurring. The second con is, depending on your target market, the majority of the large potential audience can be irrelevant, right? So like I said, there's a 1.13 billion users on a daily basis. using Facebook. Now, the truth is this, those out of those 1.13 billion, not all of them is going to be the right client for you. Not all of them is going to be the right type of demographics that you need to target. But that's perfectly fine because we can target who we actually want to deliver the message to without wasting the money. The third con is that there is no option to target your ads at a certain time. Like you can't say like commercials in TV or in radio, you're going to tell them that I want it to be advertised at this show at this time. Now, there is a second option. If you're going to do what they call a lifetime budget with your ads, then you can determine what time, what date, in the weekend, on the weekdays. But here's the fun fact is, you want to deliver it all over. And the reason for that is, you never know who you're trying to target is when they're on Facebook. Because I know one thing, QVC, those as seen in TV commercials are making more money from seniors who are staying up late, who are not able to sleep right, who's watching TV. They come across these things. If you use social media, I'm sure when you have those spare time, you're going through your social media feed. So what's the difference between you and an older person is this. Younger people, when they search or go through their social media feeds, they go really fast. You scroll through really, really fast. Whereas seniors, they go really slow and they actually absorb everything that's showed in front of them. And that's such an amazing thing. Understand that the fastest growing demographics in the social media stream in Facebook are 50 and over. That's the fastest growing demographics. Now, if you go back in time and think about when you first got internet, when you first created your first ever email, right? I still remember the time when I did it. And this is going to tell you guys how old I am pretty much because I was part of the people that first signed up with AOL, America Online. You got a CD from Target or Walmart and you downloaded that to your laptop and you had to use dial-up. Now for you young folks out there, you guys probably don't know what dial-up is. We actually had to dial up through a number, get connected before we actually can go online. And with that said, that was AOL 1.0, 1994 to be exact. And so what ends up happening is around that time is when you first created your first email, you actually opened up almost every single one of those emails. And now I'm sure that there are emails in your email list, whether you're using Gmail, company email, that you're not even opening up no more. That you're just brushing to the side or you're saying it's spam. So guess what? Because the click-through rates on email is not as high no more, but it's still an important way to be able to market, and that's through another series of training. Even with that said, that's where Facebook is right now. We can actually put the feed in front of the person without them having to open up their email. And through the correct headlines, through the correct copy, through the correct photos or videos that we use, we can attract them to want to click that lead and learn more. So those are the cons when it comes to using Facebook ads. Now let's go through the pros. What are the pros? Campaign is easy to track. Why? Because in Facebook ads, you can actually have a section where you can actually view how well your ads are doing. You have complete control over your ad budget. Like I said, you don't want to spend $1 a day. Minimum $5. I need to get that commitment of $5. Just to let you know, after 1 month, 3-4 years ago, we were spending about $100 a month. And within a month, we were like, let's double that. And before you know it, by the year's end, we were spending an average of about $800 to $1,000 a month in regards to leads. And that's such an amazing thing. Now, another thing that's so amazing about it is that, like I said, we can target certain areas, certain towns. So let's say, for example, I'm in Texas, I'm in Houston. I can say I want to target Houston, Texas. Or I can say I want to target Houston, Texas, and up to 20-mile radius around Houston, Texas. Then I can target age. I can say I want to target people over the age of 50. Why? Somebody who's 50 years old may have a loved one who's 70 that would need our services. I can target income bracket. I'm going to target people making over $80,000 a year. Why? Those are the people that can afford private duty, non-medical services, that can pay that $25 an hour. You can use images and videos to be able to entice and to be able to attract the clients that you want. So that's such an amazing thing. Then you can also have CPCs, or cost per clicks, which are relatively cheap in this industry, in the Facebook ads industry. Why is that? Because it's still relevantly new. If you guys ever took advantage of cost per clicks with Google, that's at $7 a lead, $7 to $12. That if somebody clicks that lead, you're going to be paying $7 right there and then. Now that can be very expensive, but that doesn't mean you don't try it. Because if you can convert, if you're spending $700 in leads, let's say a month, now that's a whole other training that we're doing. If you're spending $700 in CPCs with Google, and you can convert one of those 100 people that clicked it, that still makes sense to convert that, because your profit is still large enough that $700 just goes out the door. Plus, it's a cost for your agency. It's an expense that you can actually write it off with your taxes. With Facebook posts, you're looking at about 61 cents a click average. Impressions, meaning that your advertising goes in front of them, you're probably spending a penny to 2 pennies. So imagine that if you can target the right people who you actually want to target, and get them to click over and get to convert them, and maybe have a conversation with them, whether virtually or on the phone or live, and convert them. That's where your sales tactics and how you need to learn how to sell your product as well. But getting people to come to you at a low cost is such an important thing. Imagine how much it costs to pay for a current marketer. $30,000 for an average one that may not be able to deliver. $60,000 for somebody that may leave you. Whereas, like we said, if you spend $5 a day, you're only going to be spending about $1,850 a year just to go ahead and do that. So that's such an amazing thing that you guys can start. Now, how do you get started? Well, it's easy. Go to facebook.com/ads, okay? Or if that doesn't work for you, if it doesn't show up for some reason, try using a Chrome browser. That's not working. Go to Google, search Facebook Ads Manager. You go through that, click the drop down, and choose Manage Ads. Plain and simple. Of course, you have to do this once you are in your Facebook business page, okay? And that's how you're going to be able to handle that. So let's go over the basic dashboard, right? What you're going to see, right? From the ads dashboard, you're able to manage pretty much every aspect of your ad experience with Facebook. Now, there's a lot of information here, and so that's why it takes time. It takes training. It takes practice. No basketball team goes out there in the professional world and not practice before they go out in the field or in the court. No football team goes out in the field, starts playing without practicing with each other. They must know their plays. They must know their positions. They must improve on their skills and their training to be able to be competing on the higher level. And so we're giving you the basic information right now to get you started. So this is the dashboard. In your dashboard, okay, you're going to be able to have your account settings and billings, your power editor, your tools. You can create your ads. So when you go here, you can click this button and you can go create your ads. You can look at the overview of the past 7 days, the past month, the past year, the full setup of that particular ad that you created. You can look at all your campaigns, both active and inactive. And you can even look at your stat filter and filter things out. It's such an amazing dashboard that when you start using it and you start understanding how to analyze things, you can improve yourself even better. The reason why we want to analyze our ads is I want to see, hey, let me make an A-B situation in an ad, like 2 different variants of the same ad almost. Maybe I changed the header, or I changed the picture, or changed the video. But we're going to see what changes, right? And if ad A is not producing as much as ad B, I would then take my funds off ad A and just add it to ad B, because ad B is working well, so I can make more of my money from that sense. So it's important to be able to use your dashboard correctly. And so after this training, or even during this training, you can kind of start playing around, see if you can find the things, and really look further into it. Okay, so welcome to lesson 2, right? And so in lesson 2, this is a shorter lesson. And so we want to be able to discuss the 11 different types of Facebook ads and how to set each one of them up. Okay, now in the home care industry, there are 2 of these types of Facebook ads that we're not going to use. And we're going to tell you which one that you don't need to use into your company. But of course, there's an exception to the rule. So let's go ahead and get started with 11 different types of Facebook ads and how to set each one of them up. Okay. Now, when we start looking at things, is we first need to learn how to choose the ads. Okay. So when you go to create a new Facebook ad, all you need to do is click the green button on your ads dashboard. That's pretty much green for go. And you'll get to choose among these 11 different options, all of which has a unique focus for growing your business or your page. But each one of them has a general setup that is pretty much similar. You're going to choose the type of ad that you want. Then you're going to choose the type of audience. And of course, you're going to determine a budget for those ads. And then there's the third part, which is just making the ads, choosing the header, choosing, are you going to use video? Are you going to use photos? Or are you going to do a mixture of both? And that's pretty much the basic things of what you need to do. Now, let's look at the 11 types, right? Facebook ads are extremely versatile, and there are now these 11 different variations that you can use. You can use to solve a whole host of business problems, that you're trying to, solve. And what you need to do is you want to be able to look at them individually on which is going to work well for the type or the plan that you have for conversions. There's the first thing is boosting your posts. So, this is typically what we see a lot of agencies, if they've had some sort of a dipping their toes into the whole marketing in the Facebook, and at the same time as it also, unfortunately, is where people see or don't see the conversion happening as much, and that's boosting your post. So, if you create a decent post that you're trying to do and you just want to bring awareness to it, this is where you boost your post. So typically, when you post something in Facebook, in your Facebook page, it's going to say boost your post. And what you can do is you can click that button the moment you post it, and you can say, I want to boost it. But it gives you the very minimal amount of things that you need to do. But within your ads manager, you can add more demographics, more choices on how you want to bring it out there. So that's your boosting your post. The second one is promoting your page. Okay, so if you're trying to get people to go into your Facebook page, this is a great choice that you need to be able to do. Because what you're trying to do is you're trying to drive traffic to your page, your Facebook page, to bring awareness that, hey, my Facebook business page exists. Take a look at it so you can see more about my company. And from there on, you can add more information. Like you can say and place what type of services you have. That should be in your Facebook page. You can also then say, hey, this is our website. You can go here, or people can contact you if they need some information. Then there's the other type of thing where you just want to be able to drive traffic through your website. Okay. And so this is ideally some of the best things that you can do. But your website, this is where you need to work on your website. So typically most home health agencies, most home care companies, their website is pretty much just a reflection or a virtual version of their trifold brochure. And so your website you can't drive traffic to a website and not provide value or information for people, information that's greater for them. So, one move up from the average home health, home care website is provide a blog that you can provide education for people. Or can you put some video educational items in your website? But at the same time, as you need a place in your website where you can convert and get people to give you something, meaning a contact information that you can use to convert things. Now, typically, when you're trying to promote your website, you also want to take advantage of what they call Facebook Pixel. Now, this is more advanced strategies when it comes to Facebook pages. And within your ads manager, when you create an ad, you can create a pixel for your Facebook. And what you can do is you can place that pixel in your website. And within your website, what ends up happening is anybody that does visit your website, you can retarget them in Facebook by doing follow-up videos, follow-up posts as well that you can have land on their Facebook feed. Now, there is the get installs on your app or increase engagement in your app. These are the two of the different ads where we have told you guys earlier that more likely will not be important for you to look into, right? Barely do you see. I don't think there is any home care company out there that has an app other than a few companies that are based in Silicon Valley that, for example, one company is called Hero, where they really have their own app that they want people to use. And so is your company going to create an app in the future? Sure, why not? But right now, if you're still just trying to learn about Facebook strategies and marketing, there's not a real sense of you trying to create your app at this very moment, okay? And then there's reaching people near your business, meaning you want to be able to target people that is close to you. So typically, you want to be able to find people in your area that may want to know where your office is at. Typically this is used by, restaurants or a lot of coffee shops. It's a great way to be able to reach out and say, hey, are you interested in coffee? Are you in the area? By the way, we exist in this particular area. And then there's raising attendance at your event. So one thing we encourage a lot of home health companies and home care companies is to create events. They always say you should be networking all the time, you should be attending events, but the truth is you get more value if you are a person, if you're a company that creates the event. So like a good example is we like to have and sponsor Zumba Gold classes, where Zumba, the exercise thing, it's great for everybody, but you can actually hire a Zumba Gold instructor who's certified to teach Zumba to the aging population. So you can go ahead and participate in Zumba whether you are able to stand or you need to stay in a wheelchair. There's a variety of different ways of doing that. So we would hold events like that in our community and invite seniors to be able to attend these events. And what this does, it allows us to be able to build brand recognition for our company. Now, the goal here is not to have people go there and try to sign them up for your services. The goal there is to provide value for your community and for them to start recognizing if they can refer you, if they know somebody that might need the services that you can provide. And so, you should be creating events. And that is such a valuable thing to start looking into. It's not about attending events, it's about creating the events and bringing people towards your event, because you are now the person, the company that is providing value for people, and allow them to be able to recognize who you are. Then there's getting people to claim your offer. So one thing that we like to do with our Facebook ads, this is possibly one of my favorite parts of the Facebook ads, is getting them to claim our offer. So once a month, what we're going to be doing is we provide vouchers for people to be able to claim, that where we provide medication reminders, and we tell people, hey, you know what, medication, non-compliance is one of the biggest reasons why people actually do not take their medications. And because of that, when they do not take their medications, they end up in the hospital or the nursing home. And so what we do is we provide free medication reminders to people. And our company uses a particular product where we're able to call the client twice a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, reminding them to take their medications specifically at 8 o'clock in the morning and also 5 in the afternoon. And a lot of people would take advantage of that and would want that opportunity. Now, we're not going to be giving out 1,000 of these vouchers because that's going to be costly for us, right? So it's, we would typically do a free service like this for up to maybe 100 people. And The cost for that service costs us somewhere between the average of $7 to $10 per person if they want to have once a day or twice a day calls. Now, yes, it's a cost for our company to provide those vouchers, to provide that services for a month for free. But what ends up happening is we are able to acquire their information. And obviously, if somebody wants to be reminded or wants to remind a loved one to take their medications, then obviously there is already a problem that they're facing or a problem that they don't want them to face. And so we can then dive deep in further about that person and see if maybe they might need our home care non-medical services right there and then. We'll get phone calls from physicians that say, hey, I have some patients that might need that services. And when a physician says that, we can say, hey, doctor, just to let you know, we have a medical home health agency. Is there something that we can actually do for you, for your clients? Not taking care, of course, of those particular things. Because here's what happens. When you provide these type of services, like my agencies for the home health agency, the medical, we actually provide these services to all our clients because our nurses are not visiting the patient on a daily basis. Our home health aides are not visiting these patients on a daily basis. Our therapists are not visiting them on a daily basis. So if we have a sense of being able to be in contact with our clients and keep on reminding them to take their medications, there's a less chance that they might end up being readmitted back in the hospital, so we can keep them in our care for that 60-day service. For our non-medical, our private duties, it's such an important thing because, once again, our staff is not always going to be used 24/7 for that client. We may be there 4 hours a day, or we may be there 8 hours every other day. And so by having that extra service that we provide, it makes us stand out as a company. And so these are ways of what we call ethical bribing, right? It's ethical. Of course, something like that you shouldn't use on your home health side, your medical side, because there are certain rules and regulations that are in place. So I just want to be able to make sure that I say that. But for your non-medical option, where you're not dealing with Medicare or Medicaid, that brings value for your company, and you should do something like that as well. Now, you also probably give away certain things like, medication boxes or medication containers. Those 7-day medication containers, the 14 days, or twice a days, or the 30-day medication containers. We'll give those out for free. And we'll also make it limited because we don't want to be giving everybody. But guess what? If we put something like that, but we're already targeting the right people over the age of 50, we're targeting, people that are making over $80,000 a year. We're targeting the demographics that we want. So there is already a pre-screening calculation that we're doing that by the time that they get to this level, more likely there's a chance that we actually can provide services for them or for their loved ones. It just allows us to be able to gather contact information, to be able to, broaden our research, broaden our marketing strategies for our particular company. Then you have get your video views. So, my company will create a bunch of different videos out there. Like we'll make a video tutorial on how to prepare a good meal that is no added salt or not high in sodium. Or we're going to go ahead and create a video of, how to be able to take your blood sugar. We'll create a video of how to be able to, handle if you're having shortness of breath, how to use the oxygen, all these different videos that we'll do, and we'll target the right people that we want to be able to target. So, it's an important thing that you use videos as a way to be able to market your services. And just to segue on something else at this very moment, if you go to YouTube at this very moment and you search home care in Glendale, and this is how powerful video is. What happened if you put home care in Glendale is we're targeting home care or potential people that are looking about home care in the Glendale area. So what we ended up doing is we created a few sample videos. We posted on YouTube. In less than a week, we were ranking, the 10 videos we actually posted are ranking 1 to 10. Right? And so what that does is it allows us to be able to get people to want to know about our agency. And, we actually have that service where we help home health agencies put videos together and rank it up right away in YouTube. And because the reason for that is YouTube's the second largest search engine. And so if somebody's searching home care in Glendale, that's going to start popping up right there, and they may want to get information. So if you guys watch, if you guys go to YouTube, do it right now, you're going to see the videos that we posted up there to show a client that we can get them ranked up in YouTube. So imagine if I can help your company at this very moment put videos on YouTube ranked in number 1 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the front page, the first page of YouTube, that's going to bring value and branding for your company in the long run, okay? So that's another great way. Get people to watch the videos, okay? And the next thing is collecting leads for your business. There's a way where you can have them go into what they call a patient funnel, right? A website that's based around your website that you can gather people's emails address because you're giving them something of value. So we would give something like a 7-step ways to keep away from the nursing home ebook. Download this now. And for them to download it, they would have to put their personal information right there and then we would then add that with a secondary objection, a secondary upsell of either giving them the 1 month or the 1 week trial of the medication reminder, giving them the pill container, right? So we're adding value. We're giving them something. They give us their email. Then we provide them something else to upgrade and for them to maybe set a time to be able to talk to us. So there's a variety of different ways that you guys can do and take advantage of this. And so right there alone, those are the different ads that's available for your clients at this very moment that you can start using to grab and get information. So I truly suggest that you guys take advantage of the Facebook ads because it's helping our company do amazingly well grabbing leads. And so we're able to get the leads through Facebook and through our trained salespeople, our marketers in the office. When we speak to these people, we know what questions to ask, what inquiries we should be looking into, and if they are going to qualify to use our services. And if they can't qualify, they don't have that, who can they refer us to another person that potentially may need the services that we need or that we provide. So, I hope this quick side helps you guys at this moment. So make sure you guys keep on watching our videos. Like I said, if you continue all the way through to the end of this full presentation, we're giving away some amazing free stuff to you guys that you guys should definitely take advantage because it's going to help you guys increase your census, get more referrals, get you guys more leads. Okay, everyone, first of all, thank you so much. We are now in lesson 3. Now listen, the fact that you're in lesson 3, I truly appreciated it. But if you have not gone to lesson 1 and lesson 2 in the intro, I definitely suggest that you guys go there first before you get into the lesson 3 portion of how to choose an audience for your Facebook ads. Like I've said before, Facebook ads is one of the most, underused techniques that home care agencies and home health agencies are using to be able to gain more referrals. And so in this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how to choose an audience for your Facebook ads. Now, if you still by now do not believe that Facebook ads can help your company get more referrals, get more leads, then that's perfectly fine. I truly understand. Congratulations. And that's what your belief is. But through my experience and through the experience of us helping a lot of other home care companies and home health agencies out there market their services, this is a way to be able to brand yourself out there and get more leads. So let's go ahead and get started and start talking about how can we actually choose an audience by using the Facebook ads targeting and using Ads Manager. So what is an ad set? All right. In each ad set, you're going to have the chance to target a specific audience with your ad. And this is where Facebook advertising can become truly powerful and significant in your home health marketing and home care marketing. All right, there's a lot to understand about how these audience segments work, and there's plenty of strategies to try to do it as well. And so this is where you have to take time. Like for myself and for my team, when we're helping a lot of agencies use Facebook ads, it took us a while to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Now, here's the truth. There's things that can work in the Midwest but doesn't work in the East Coast or the West Coast. And so it's about, looking at the top 4 things that works in our area, using it in your area, and really studying if it's actually getting some return. Now, here's the thing. If you can get 10 leads, or with one of the techniques we're using, the target area we're using, and you can convert at least one of those leads out of those 10 in 1 month. Imagine what income you can make from just that one lead. And yes, maybe in one area, in the Midwest, it works. We can get 20 leads with the same type of ad and same type of targeting, but only get 10 in your area. But it's still a matter of converting those clients, converting those leads to properly be able to get them to refer a patient to us, for them to become a patient of ours, a client of ours. Okay, so that's the main purpose of this, is targeting the right way. Whether you get one or you get two or you get 20, it's about converting them and making them a client or referring us to somebody that would become a client. And that's the main purpose. And as you guys can see here, the audience definition, as we start choosing certain sets, it starts telling us how many potential people we're going to be able to reach fully in that area of our target. And at the same time, as depending on how much and what we're going to be, advertising, will tell us how much our reach is going to be, daily estimations. So you're going to have that capability of knowing that as you go through with your advertising. Okay. So finding your way around the audience setting is pretty easy. The audience setting tab will be the second screen you see after you choose your Facebook ad type, right? Those 11 types that we discussed in lesson 2, right? And there's a lot to see here, right? This is a quick overview of the Facebook ads audience setting. So you're going to be able to create a custom audience, your geographic targeting, right? So you can choose, for example, Glendale, California, Houston, Texas, Chicago, Illinois. You can choose smaller suburbs. Like in Texas, you have Corpus Christi. In Chicago, you may have Naperville or Downers Grove. If you are in Florida, instead of the bigger city like Orlando or Tampa, you might hit Lakeland, you might hit Winter Haven. Okay, so these are different aspects that you should look into. If you're in the LA area, you may, instead of just hitting Los Angeles, you might hit Glendale, California. Okay, so that's what you can use in regards for geographic targeting. The next thing is, the age, gender, language targeting, right? So we're going to look at, of course, obviously over the age of 50. We're not going to target less than that. We're going to look at typically male and female. But from what we've seen a lot is you convert a lot more with females. But that doesn't mean that you don't try for both, okay? Then you can go with language targeting. The reason for that is there are times when we're going to actually make ads that are in Spanish, and we're just going to target people that speak Spanish. We may target people that speaks French. We might go ahead in certain areas and target, people who speaks Russian, right? If there's a high Russian population, like we have a client, for example, in Illinois, and they are in the Skokie, Lincolnwood area. We targeted people of Korean descent, and of course, depends on what we're giving them, the ads that we're putting out, we're being more specific. Now, when you first start, it's okay to have a larger group as you are practicing. But for us, it got to the point that we are actually targeting we're pretty much fine-tuning our targets with the right type of information for them, okay? So you can target through age, gender, language, and as well as language targeting, right? And then you can target by interest or behavior, okay? So when we start targeting people of behavior, what? Have they liked certain things? We can actually find out, have they ever liked the page of, Alzheimer Association, or, are they liking certain items? Like, for example, did they like a certain hospital? Do they have any interest in dementia care? We can go even deeper depending on what type of product that we're trying to target, what type of education-based item that we're giving them. And so that's one thing that's amazing. On the 5th section, we can go target based on someone's connected or not connected to your page. Meaning, we can go after people that have seen our website, that has seen our Facebook page, or should we not target that? Because a lot of times in the beginning, if you did create a Facebook page, you may say we have, 50 likes or 100 likes. But the question we start asking is, how did you get those likes in the first place? Are those employees? Are those friends of your employees? Are those friends of yours? Of course, people are going to like something that you created. Okay, so, but later on, as you start increasing your Facebook visits and your likes, then, you may determine that if you have something special and new that you're trying to target, you don't want to go after those people because they've already seen those things, and why waste your money on those people? So you have to be mindful about what you're trying to do. So that's what they call the 5th section, which is target based on someone's connection or not connection. And then the 6th section, like we showed you in the previous slide, pretty much, if you see this, it's the audience selection scale. It tells you how many potential targets do you have. Now, technically, if you start going below 10,000, Facebook is going to say that, you know what, your target range is pretty much very small, and there's a potential that it might not reach the ones that you want. We typically go after, once you start reaching above 10,000, that's the typical range that we want to be able to see. Now, if there's 2 million potential targets, that's great and all, okay? But of course, to be able to connect to those people, you also have to understand that it is also based on what you're willing to spend to be able to reach that much amount of people, okay? And then there's a selection overview. They're going to tell you a little bit more in details, the people that you're trying to target. So it's about choosing the right audience and what you are trying to accomplish. By having both of those gives you the capability of being able to be more specific and getting the right people, the right information that you're trying to give them. So looking further into what targeting is about, as you can tell from the layout that we showed you guys of the audience setting, the majority of options here have to do with the audience targeting. You get to choose precisely who sees your ad, who doesn't see your ad, based on the hundreds or even thousands of different factors: your location, your age, the gender, language, interests, behavior, and connections. So looking further into connections, as you guys can see on the right side right here, location segmentation allows you to include or exclude people who will see your ad based on where they are in the world. Like most Facebook ad settings, the location info is quite robust. So like we said, we can enter Cupertino, California, plus 25 miles, meaning that we want to be able to hit this pinpoint right here, all right? And we want to do a 25-mile radius around that and to try to get a hold of those people. Now, you can start even getting more specific by saying certain things like everyone in this location, or people who live in this location, people recently in this location, people traveling in this location, okay? So everyone in this location, for example, all right? So pretty much whoever's in there. Now, people that are in this location could potentially be visitors. So they may not be the ideal target for you. People who live in this location, now that is more specific because we know this is in this area. So if your office and your main base for your company is in Cupertino, California, or Chicago, Illinois, or Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, New York, wherever you are, you can be more specific. Now, you can also say people traveling in this location. The reason why this may be something of a golden gem is because, for example, we have clients in Florida, and a lot of what we call snowbirds come to Florida. They don't live in Florida. Their address is based elsewhere, but during the wintertime, they may be traveling to Florida because they're trying to get away from the cold. Or you may be in Arizona, and people from the cold is going to Arizona during the winter months to try to stay away from the cold. So their location setting is not, they don't live in Phoenix, Arizona, or they don't live in Scottsdale, Arizona, but they're traveling to those locations. So that's another potential way to kind of look into how and what you're trying to do when you're targeting people. Now, you can also add an exact location by typing in the name of the country, the state, the region, city, postal code, as well as address. You can become more and more specific. Like I said, location targeting is one of the most important things that you're trying to do for your company. The age, gender, language. These are likely to be pretty self-explanatory, right? Like I've said earlier, for the age, you can choose a minimum or maximum age, and the ad will be served only to those who fall within that range. Right? So, I've said before in the previous lessons, you don't want to target somebody who's 20 years old because they're not going to be the people that's going to make the decision to want to use your home care services. It goes for gender, where the options are all, which is the default, or you can choose men or women. Particularly, like I said, women typically make the decisions, are the ones that are good connections. The reason why is the women mostly makes a lot of the medical decisions in the family. And so targeting women is an important thing. And so, we can do what we call an A and B situation, right? Where we're going to target women. So let's say, for example, the post that we're trying to put out there is how to keep your husband away from the hospital and away from the nursing home. Learn these 3 steps by clicking this button. And so we want to be able to target women because that's who we want to target, because we are saying to keep your husband away from the nursing home or the hospital. Or we take it the other way around and we're trying to take the husbands and we want to say, hey, these are the 3 steps to keep away your wife from the nursing home or going back into the hospital. And so we can get so specific with how we're trying to target these ads that we can make a determination on how the words that we use or what words we use in our marketing, in our headlines, in our copy of those ads, that we can be very, very much specific with what we're trying to do. Now, for language, like I've said, we will have Spanish ads at times and target the Spanish community. We will have ads in Korean to try to target the Korean community or the Russian community. And so it just differs with what you're trying to do and being more specific, right? It's about being more detailed on your marketing strategies, and that is what's going to give you success with a lot of your marketing. Interest and behaviors. So this is perhaps the most detailed section of options you'll find anywhere within Facebook ads, right? So you can get really, really granular with the specific type of people you want to target with an ad. So Facebook splits this section into 3 categories: your demographics, your interests, and your behaviors. So that's something that should be definitely looked into. Now, we also have what we call custom audiences, right? A custom audience is a group of people who have a previous relationship with you, perhaps as a customer or as a contact. You can build an audience of just these particular people and serve your ads directly to them. So what we would kind of look into is for customer file is, if you've been doing this long enough, we've actually gathered a lot of emails of people in the area. And so by us using those emails, we can target them directly through customer files. So Facebook can look into, okay, look for these people with these particular emails because we want to contact them. Or look for these people with these phone numbers because we want to be able to have this target to them. And so that's an amazing thing that we can kind of put together, and you should start taking advantage as you start getting more advanced into this particular area of things. Let's talk about how to decide between, and where you're going to put your placements, right? So, so there's 3 major ad placements when you create these ads of yours in the future. There's the desktop newsfeed. So this is your computer, your home computer, your laptop. And so, it's used for conversion and high engagements, but can get cost prohibitive for other objectives. Now you have the desktop right column. Now, for the desktop right column, we're starting to see the study that's happening a lot where we call it the right side blindness, okay? And so because people have been using Facebook for a while, the right side column, which only is in desktop, we can actually choose not to even bother spending money to placement of ads there. Because a lot of people know that on the right side, those are ads. And so a lot of people don't even look in the right side as much anymore. They just want to be able to look into their feed. Now, it's okay to have ads in this section and choose this only if you're doing retargeting, okay? So when you retarget people, meaning that, let's say, for example, they saw your post, and then from that post they click and they got into your website, and you're using what they call pixels, meaning that Facebook will, when they go back to their Facebook page, Facebook knows that they actually went to your page and you can target them directly. And so if you have almost the same copy, the same photo, the same video posted on the right side, then there's that recognition that they may actually click into that. Now that gets more detailed. In the beginning, I truly suggest that you take advantage of desktop newsfeed as well as mobile as well. Those 2 things that you can choose, and it's up to you if you want to do all 3. But to kind of save money, to make more sense of things in the beginning, I would truly suggest that you just choose the desktop newsfeed and the mobile feed as well. Okay, everyone, so now we are in lesson 4 of Facebook ads and using it for marketing for your home health and home care company. So first of all, thank you so much. We are almost done in this training. So listen, if you try to even fast forward, this training and wanted to skip all the way to the end and not using in the intro section, lesson 1, 2, and 3, you're doing yourself a disservice. You should actually watch those first, because just like anything else, you have to build your core before you try the really hard exercises, right? And so we just wanted you to be able to make sure that you take advantage of lesson 1, 2, and 3, as well as the introduction, and to be able to get as much as possible as you can to be able to absorb the things and do things correctly, because my goal is for you guys to be able to start using Facebook ads. And if you guys need help with that, for us to be able to keep on going and to be able to provide you guys with more information. Now listen, if you're starting to see that Facebook ads can be very, very hard and you don't want to do this, but you see the value in it, you can always ask us to help you out with that. And once you have a more grasp on what you're doing, then you can just continue on yourself. Okay, so let's talk about budgeting analysis and successful strategies to get you guys started right now. Okay, now just let you guys know, towards the end of this whole training series, we are going to be giving you guys some amazing information for free that you should even use for your company, and I know it's going to be valuable for you guys as you continue on with this journey of creating a successful agency. So how to set a budget for your Facebook ad. In the budget settings of your Facebook ad manager, you'll get to control a couple of important elements, right? How much you want to spend and when do you want to start spending it. There are further specific customization options at this stage too for those eager to have even more control over the specifics of delivery. So choosing a budget. Now, by default, Facebook will start you off at $20 as a daily budget. You can adjust this however you want, choosing either daily or a lifetime budget and also editing the amount you're wanting to spend. So if you're spending $20, of course, you're going to have a more broader reach of people, a larger section of people being reached, but you're looking at about $600 a month. And so just like anything else, just dip your toes in this whole thing and just start off by using $5 a day at the minimum. You don't want to go below $150 in 1 month. You just want to be able to see what you can do. So imagine if you're grabbing leads and getting leads from your ads. Let's say you get 30 leads after you spent $150 for the month. That's amazing. Now your conversion rates is also important as well. How can you convert those into real clients? That's important right there. But if, let's say you're getting 30 leads for $150 and you're converting 1 or 2 of them into clients. So imagine if next month you decide to spend $300 instead. What can you do with that? So you guys have to understand that it's important to be able to maximize as much as possible and grow it as you can in order to be able to get more clients for your company. Now, choosing a schedule, this of course depends on what you decide to do, right? So for daily and lifetime ads, you can tell Facebook when specifically you would like to run that particular ad. By default, if you are running a daily ads budget, Facebook suggests to run the ad continuously. Otherwise, you can choose to start and a start time, a start date, and a date end, right? So you can be more specific on what you're trying to do. Now, Facebook runs the math here for you and tells you the maximum amount total you will spend depending on what you put down in that daily spend. I also want to be able to share with you guys one thing is that the longer you have an ad running, the more Facebook starts realizing on who the more specific people you should be targeting, depending on the type of people that are interacting with the ads that you're providing. And what we talk about interaction is, people that are clicking the ads that you're putting. There's going to be people that's going to scroll through their feed that may see your ad but not click through it. But as Facebook starts getting smarter because they're starting to see the people that are clicking your ads that are engaging, as they may say in your ads, Facebook starts realizing who they should target more and more. Can they be more specific as it goes on? So you want to be able to think that as much as possible. Now, let's look at the ad. Now, the second most important part of the whole process, creating your ad, is that, okay? You can choose an existing post that you guys have, or you can create one from scratch. So if you're creating an ad from total scratch, there are 5 formats to choose from. You have your carousel. You can create an ad with 2 or more scrollable images or videos, and each one of those has its own offer. You can create single images. You can create up to 6 ads with just 1 image, each at no extra charge. You can do a single video, create an ad with 1 video, or you can do what they call a slideshow, up to 10 images that will just rotate as it goes, or you can do what they call a canvas, which is a more immersive type of a story and can combine both images and videos as well in your ads. Now, just to let you guys know, my preference is always going to be something with video format because it's more attractive. Because as people scroll down their feed, it automatically starts playing it. So I love to use single video and canvas type of ads because we're just seeing more return on investment for those particular items. Okay, so let's look at the cheat sheet on high converting creative ads, right? So number one is the placement. Take advantage of larger image and longer copy on desktop news feeds. You want to be able to use short and sweet headlines, direct to the point in under 5 words or less. And of course, evidence of social proof is a big thing. So as people start liking your posts, people will look at that. And if people are saying, hey, you know what? People are liking this post. There must be something interesting about this particular post that I should look into. There's the strong value prop angle, okay? It answers the nagging reason why someone should actually click this. Then there's that visceral communicative image that you put in. Make sure you use bright colors, good videos they're catchy to people's eyes. Now, Facebook also has this thing where they do not want you to cover those videos or those photos with 20%, more than 20% words. So if you're putting more than 20% words on these photos, there's a higher chance that Facebook won't show it as compared to other ads. So you also want to pay attention to that rule that Facebook had. So if you think that, well, I want to put as much information as possible, well, Facebook's not going to allow that. And they have, they have AI services that can figure these things out, and they'll actually send you a notification saying, hey, there's too many words in your photo. Maybe you need to reduce that. And then there's also what we call the call to action, right? An action-oriented CTA, call to action. It uses a verb to hint at what you're going to get when you click it, right? Learn more, click here, download this. It all depends on which button you decide to choose when you create these ads, okay? Your headlines, if you did not know this, 70% of people actually never read more than the headline of a Facebook share before commenting and sharing. So your headline is possibly one of the most important copy that you actually need to work on. And so here are some quick tips that I want to give you when you create these headlines. Ask a question or make a powerful statements. Like I said in previous videos, 3 steps to keep your husband or your loved one away from the hospital or nursing homes. List your product features. Keep it short using 60 to about 100 characters. You can also do A/B testings by changing the headlines. So that's a good choice and figure out which one works better, A or B. And if B is not working as good as A, take all the funds from B and put it on A. It's about being smart, analyzing, and budgeting on what you're doing. Your ad copy and design. So the ad copy is just as important as the headline. But of course, your headline is pretty much 70% of people that look at these things will not even look at your ad copy. But that does not mean your ad copy is not important. So once the headline grabs them, your copy needs to also keep them, okay? So tips and ideas would be A/B test ads. You want to be able to create a clickable that got to have it offer right there and then. And that's where you put your benefits. If you don't know the benefits of your product, you need to start looking into that. A lot of agencies, a lot of marketers, a lot of inexperienced marketers for home health agencies only want to talk about the features of their company. We have medication reminders. We provide caregivers. We provide skilled nurses. We provide therapists. No. What's the benefit that they can receive by them wanting to work with your company? You want to be able to also create a sense of urgency or exclusivity, right? So when we're trying to put out those ads, what we're going to say is we're only going to offer these vouchers to 47 people, or we're going to offer this vouchers to only 25 people, and so first come, first serve basis. Number one, it limits your spending, but also there's that urgency that if they don't act now, that they will actually not use it. But of course, don't lie and really live up to what you're doing. Only offer that amount, and that's what you need to do. So I'm only going to offer 25 vouchers, and after 25 vouchers, it's done. We'll stop the ad and we'll reset again for the next month. That doesn't mean that we won't relaunch the same product or the same voucher to try to get people to come in next month. We will do that again and again, because if it's working, there's no reason to stop it. Okay, so always make sure you have that ethical bribe, what you're giving away. You want to be able to use a cliffhanger where the ads links to an answer on your website. The goal here is to get them to transition to your website through your patient funnel that you may create. And if you want further information about patient funnels, we have some videos that we have launched this week actually about video funnels. And you want to use what they call numbers. So like I said several times, 3 steps to keep mom away from the hospital, 7 things to avoid complications in diabetes, 5 simple steps to create a low sodium meal for your loved ones. Numbers, for some reason, entices a lot of people to be able to know things and to have curiosity. Now, tracking is important, right? There's no sense in doing something if you cannot measure the success or the failures in things, right? So how do you know if your Facebook advertising is working? Well, guess what? With your ad campaign, you're going to be able to look and track how things are going, the views, how much you're spending, how much the cost is per 1,000 views, let's say, or how much it costs you per click. And so tracking is an important thing. And in your agency, to be able to have success, you must track what you're doing. Whether it's your marketing, you need to track, how your caregivers are performing. These are all important metrics that a lot of people and a lot of companies that don't have success, it's because they don't track and they don't measure outcomes, whether it's good or it's bad. Because if it's bad, you have a reason and a knowledge on how to improve things. If it's good, then maybe you can double down and expand upon that. So you can view the results of your ads in the campaign dashboard and view each ad as we showed you in the previous slide. You can customize your reports through columns and breakdowns. So in the column portion, you can select from the following presets: performance, delivery, engagement, video engagement, like how long did they watch the video, carousel engagements, performance and clicks, and your cross device. Are people viewing this in a desktop? And are they looking at through mobile devices? What are they doing? How are they converting? You can even go to the part of, are they actually using an Android phone or are they actually using a iOS phone? And that's what's an amazing thing about this, is being able to track things down. So the performance tab shows you the performance of your ad over your selected date range that you created. There are 3 presets, right? That shows the results of your ad according to its objective, its reach, and total amount spent. Now the demographics tab shows you the gender and the age breakdown of the data of your ad. So in previous sections I told you guys is females, for some reason, are our main target as much as possible. And the reason why we know that is because when we start looking at the demographic tabs, we start seeing that, typically in the ads that we provide, 90% or so or more are females, right? Over the age of 50 that we're targeting are seeing the ads. Now, of course, we all know women will last longer than men and live longer. So when we start hitting these age ranges, more likely a lot of women are the ones that are alive and looking at these ads. So there's a reason to that, okay? Now, your placement tab shows you how your ad performed across different platforms if you're advertising in Facebook or Instagram. Now, just to let you guys know, you can choose. You only want the ads to show up in Facebook, or do you want to show it in Facebook and Instagram? Because remember, if you are not aware of this, YouTube is owned by Google, Instagram is owned by Facebook, okay? Now, to try to target people in Instagram, you don't have to do that. So I would exclude Instagram in your marketing campaign, and the reason for that is, and there's a button you can choose to exclude that. The reason for that is, there's a younger demographics that are in Instagram, and typically what we're seeing is in Instagram, nobody's over the age of 45 really using it as much. I mean, there are people above the age of 45, but not as much. So you don't really want to go to Instagram as much. For our company, we're starting to look into Instagram a little bit more if this is an area where we want to target our ads, but we don't really do that. Now, when we do advertisings to try to get people to want to work for our company, so we actually post in Facebook and Instagram. But if we're trying to acquire new leads for new clients, we're not going into those areas of things, okay? So it's about being smart at what you're doing and really looking at and analyzing things to be able to know which one is working and which is not working. And so, like I said, you can also know your placements. Are you doing mobile placements? Are you doing your feeds, or are you doing the right side advertising, right? So my suggestion, stick to the desktop feed and your mobile feed, but stay away from the advertising section on the right side. You can also view data like ad results, impressions, reach, and the amount spent across all the platforms. All right. Let's look at the relevance score, right? Your relevance score shows you how relevant your ad is to your target audience. So Facebook will prioritize ads with high relevance scores, lowering your cost per clicks and the cost of your ads. Now, your CTR, your click-through rates, a better click-through rate will boost your relevance score and lower your cost, right? So improve click-through rates by using desktop newsfeed ad placements, which generates higher CTRs using appropriate CTA buttons, or what we call the call to action, to tell them what we're actually trying to get them to do. Are we wanting them to visit our site? Are we wanting them to learn more about our products? Or are we trying to get them to actually buy our services right now? Okay? So there's a lot of metrics that are involved that as you get better, you're going to improve upon and lower the cost of your marketing. And so that's why A/B testing works. Like one time we did an ad and we did an A/B in testing. A was actually spending about 43 cents a click, whereas our B setting was only doing about 27 cents a click. So obviously we know that the B section was doing a lot better. So we removed the A, put all the funding there into the B section and start targeting there to be able to increase our costs and increase our reach and our click-throughs, right? And to lower the cost of our company. Now there's what we call the CPMs, or cost per mil, right? Mil meaning 1,000. So this is seriously the basic measure of social media advertising success. Cost per mil, or 1,000 impressions, is that term used to denote the price of 1,000 advertisement impressions on one web page. For example, if you spend $50 and receive 10,000 impressions, your cost per mil is $5, okay? So that right there pretty much breaks down this section, this lesson 4. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. The fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you got all the way to this point, you're starting to realize that this is an important thing. And so what we're going to do is we're going to share some information with you guys and give you guys some value so that you can make the determination of what you want to be able to do. But I will tell you guys one thing: if you're not using Facebook ads at this very moment, you should start now, right? Your competition will. The fact that you're watching this video, I can guarantee you that we have reached out to other agencies as well so that they can start thinking about using this service. Now, whether you do it or if you want, we can start it off for you. And as you start getting better and start learning more, you can continue on. That's another choice that you guys can go into. Now, let's move on with what I promised you guys, because my promise is to add more value. I just gave you guys full training. And so I want to be able to give you guys some amazing information, some stuff that if you start using, is going to be beneficial for your company. So let's go ahead and share that to you guys now. Okay, so by now, you went through lesson 4, you went through lesson 3, 2, and 1, okay? And so I just want to give you guys a quick breakdown of what a Facebook ad would do and what the main purpose is, okay? So this is what we call our patient funnel, right? This is not the boosting the post, right? So let's say, for example, we create a Facebook ad, depending on what we want to be able to do. The purpose is to be able to have them click through that. And what ends up happening is we don't just want them to go to our website. Because if they go to our website, I want you to look at the front of your website. Your website is just a basic information. It's pretty much a virtual brochure. Now, what we do is we get them to go into what we call a landing page or a patient funnel, okay? For us to be able to add more value and to be able to gather for some information. So let's say, for example, we were giving away our 7 steps on how to prevent mom from going to the hospital, and they click through that. They're not going to go to our website. They're going to go to the information that they want. We don't want them going to our website and try to look for that particular blog series that we create or video that we have. No, we want them to go straight to the information that they want. And so they'll go into a page, or what we call a patient landing page. And in that, we're going to say, hey, you know what? Welcome so much. Thank you so much for your interest in wanting to know how to keep your loved one away from the hospital or nursing home. Okay. And so what we're going to do is be more specific and say, hey, you know what? I know you're interested with that 7-step ebook. If you don't mind, please enter your email and your name, and we'll send it directly to your email. And so what happens is they enter their name, they enter their email, okay? And once they do that, they are going to be sent an email within a matter of about 5 to 10 minutes. We're also going to make sure we tell them ahead, just in case, because it's the first time you're receiving something from us, you might find what we're sending you in your spam folder. So please make sure you check your spam folder if it's not in your regular folder. You want to be able to add that because there's a potential that that could actually happen. And so once they receive that email, that's a great thing. But once they click the button after they submitted their email, it's going to send them into what we call a thank you page. In that thank you page is that you're going to say, hey, thank you so much for actually wanting to use our services and want to get more information about us. By the way, we're also giving away, and this is your ethical bribe, whether you're giving away a 1-week medication reminder program, you're giving away a free medication pill box that you're going to send them for free. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever tchotchke you want to be able to create or hand out to them, okay? What you're going to say is that to be able to get this, let's go ahead and click a quick call. Give us a call, and we gladly want to take your information down so we can send you what we promised you, right? The purpose of that, for them to make that phone call, is for you now to gather data, right? So typically what we do is that in our organization, we have a particular phone line that we know if that phone line is ringing, it's going to be something coming from our website. So whoever answers the phone is already knowing what they need to ask and to dig deeper and further. Okay, so that's an important thing. Now you're going to say, well, Michael, we only have one phone line, or Michael, I don't want to add another phone line to my company. That's perfectly fine, right? If your company is small, I'll give you a good example. When we suggest and work with other clients, what we'd say is that you can actually get an app, right? Like GoDaddy, for example, they have what they call Smart Line. For $5.99 a month, you get 100 minutes of calls, right? So that's a choice you can do. I think for $7.99, it's unlimited calls. So you can download the app. So you can save money here. You don't need to add a phone line right away. You're still testing around these things, but you need to be able to measure. And that's why we want to be able to do. We don't want calls just coming in to the main phone line, because I'll tell you this. Average home health agencies, home care companies out there, the receptionist, needs additional training, because most receptionists are not trained in sales and marketing, are not trained in boarding or onboarding a particular client, right? So you need to be able to make sure they're trained also. But for our companies, we train every single person to be ready to answer the phone. Like I have this policy in my agencies that the phone needs to be answered within less than 3 rings. So if the 4th ring hits, then somebody's not doing their job, because somebody is always available to answer the phone right there and then. You don't want to have people be waiting online. I don't like waiting in line, and I'm sure you yourself have been put on hold several times and you don't enjoy that either. And so when people are trying to get services for their mom, trying to get services for their loved ones, the last thing we want to do is create an impression that we're going to make them wait, okay? So now here's the fun part. If they make that phone call, now you can have start to convert the lead and see if you can convert that into a sale, convert that into a particular client. If they don't, since you have their email, you can actually set this thing up where they will receive automatically an email from you every 2 to 3 days. And that's such an important thing. And a lot of people will say, well, Michael, I don't have time to remember to email these people. Now, there's several services out there of what they call email responders or auto emails. We use this particular product that's such an amazing thing, and and any of our clients that actually uses this particular service, we give them full training so that they know how to use it easily. Okay, and so we'll set that up and automatic. Oh, and it only costs like $29 if you actually want to use that service. So give us a call. We'll get you the information, get you signed up if that's something that you want. It's a separate company. We don't work with that company at all, but we actually use another company called ClickFunnels a while back. Great company and all, but we were paying like $270 something a month for that, and now we're only paying $29 for this one company, and it has more amazing items in there that we so love and we so enjoy using in our company. So you don't need to worry about these emails. These are very much automated, right? Even if they don't make that phone call, the moment they submit their email, they're going to get that first email, which is the ebook that you're trying to give them. And then automatically they're just going to start receiving the emails depending on how you set it up. I try to say 2 to 3 days. Some people try to do a daily email. That may be too much for people, and you don't want to force that much information down their throat so fast, okay? So it's always important to be able to make sure that you handle this. Now, here's the fun part. If they didn't make the call, we truly suggest in the first email that they receive or the second email, they're going to say, hey, I don't know if you took advantage of the free. You're going to determine what the ethical bribe is. If you haven't, I'm sure that you were busy and you weren't able to make that phone call. Just go ahead and call this number. So you're always trying to follow up with them. And that's the main purpose. In marketing, whether live marketing or online marketing, it's about the follow-up and building relationships. No one person gets a referral automatically within the first try. We typically see that between the 5th and 7th visit or 5th or 7th follow-up. And that's what we have to understand, that it's a relationship building that we're trying to do. Now, for direct marketing, where you're actually going door to door with people, we have a whole training series at 10xpatientreferrals.com that does training and teaches you every single follow-up steps that we actually do in our company that we expect our marketers to abide by, and we actually monitor and analyze that they're actually doing all those things. Okay, so let's go ahead and share with you guys what we want to give you guys in addition to this amazing training that we just gave you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I just want to be able to share with you guys what we're trying to do here. Okay, and what we want to be able to share with you guys is this. I know that you guys see the importance of using the Facebook ad, and I hope you do. And so because you enjoyed that, I want to be able to add more value to you guys. And so because you watched the whole series, the whole training series that we just gave you guys, this is one thing that we're trying to do for a limited amount of people only. So what we're going to do is, since you watched this whole video series and know that this is something of value of you, we're going to be giving away 30-minute strategy sessions where we're going to answer all the calls, all the questions that you may have about marketing, whether it's about the Facebook ads or whether it's about boots in the ground marketing up front. Okay, typically when we do strategic consulting strategies with a lot of our clients, they pay us $599 for a full hour. And so we're giving away 30-minute strategy sessions for a limited amount of people, and that's a $299 cost. And we're not asking for anything for you guys to do anything at all. Right? We're not trying to sell you guys. You don't have to purchase something just to get this. If you are one of the first few people that takes advantage of this stuff, then then it's perfectly fine. It's free. We just want to be able to help people. Then what we're also going to do is a website assessment, because part of your marketing is your website. And in another video series, we talk about SEO and the importance of SEO and how you need to be able to make sure you're ranking up in the first place. And so typically we charge about $250 to assess somebody's website to give you guys little pointers and where you're having problems, and we will grade your website automatically for you. And so like I said, we normally charge $250 to be able to do a website assessment. So we're going to give that to you guys for free once we have you gotten that phone call. The next thing is, and here's, just to let you guys know, here's a code of $20 off. So I'm going to share with you guys 10xpatientreferrals.com. You don't need to purchase that at all. It's your choice. It's just something that we provide everyone out there an option to do, because it's going to help a lot of marketers, a lot of companies get more clients, okay? And another thing also is we're touring the US. We're going to be in 4 cities in Texas. We're going to be in Northern, Central, and Southern California. We're going to be in Arizona. We're going to be in the Tampa, Orlando area, Jacksonville, and Miami area, Illinois, Michigan, and we're going to be adding more states as we go. And so what we're doing is we're doing live bootcamp events, and we typically charge $399 for these events. If you are one of the few limited people that take advantage of this, you're going to get a free ticket to one of our events you're choosing. So if you live in Texas and you can't attend any of the Texas events, but for some reason you want to go to California, attend one of our events there. It doesn't matter. You're going to get a ticket to our live event. So now, this is only limited to all these free things that we're giving. Pretty much is only going to be given to 25 people. That right there was our goal, was to give it to 25 people. Okay? But I got convinced by my team to kind of increase that a little bit because they don't want to get and feel bad when they get those phone calls where people are saying, I wish I made it on time. It's just because I didn't see the video. That's perfectly fine. So we're going to increase it instead of 25, all right? Now, just let you guys know that coupon, the code, the $20 off, that's for our 10xpatientreferrals.com website, 10xpatientreferrals.com. It's pretty much a training program, an online university for marketers and for company owners and administrators so that they know what they need to do when it comes to marketing their company. So we have a plan starts at $79 all the way to $149, depending on what you want. Either one of those plans, you can get full access to all the videos and training. And what you do is it's a month-to-month thing. There's no contract. And so like I said, if you don't want to do it, don't do it. But make sure you sign up to get those other free things that we're providing, okay? So all these are going to be in the 10xpatientreferrals.com website, teaching you how to present properly, having all the scripts in your presentation, how to handle objections, how to create the target market, sales process, everything that you need. Now, if you're hiring a new marketer, this is what you should be giving them. You should train them just how you train your nurses, your caregivers, your therapists. You should have training availability for your marketers as well. So, but that's it. That's my quick pitch for that one. But let's talk about the free stuff that I'm trying to give away. At first, I just only want to give 25 away, right? Because you're going to be talking to me, right? I'm the guy that you always see in a lot of the videos. I'm the guy that provides the training a lot. And so, typically when we do consulting and coaching and strategies, we have 3 amazing, trainers and coaches here that are experienced marketers, and they talk to a lot of our clients, but a lot of clients try to get me on the time. But I'm a busy person. I always have my own clients that I handle my own base, just as everybody else has their assignment. And so we just want to do 25 because that's like 12 hours for me, right? That's 12 and a half hours that I'm going to be giving up. And my staff said, Michael, we don't want 25 because we're answering the phone calls and you might not answer it. And we're going to, just like any of our offers that we always do, people are saying, well, I wish I made it. And so I did some calculations and I said, all right, I can put in 47 spots. And that's what I agreed upon with these guys. I said 47 spots is what we're going to do. And that can make sense for me because that right there is about 23 hours, of free consulting that we're doing because we really want to start off the year correctly and help a lot of agencies. So once again, how to get this special? Email us at info@homehealthsuccessacademy.com that you saw this training series and you want to get in, but the fastest way to do it is this. I'm giving you guys my direct number, 630-340-8990. The first 47 people that actually send the information right now that they want that free consulting because they saw the Facebook ads video series, send a message to that number, 630-340-8990. Send all your information. That's our main number, but we also accept text messages there that only I read. So send it to that number and we're going to get started. And I'm going to help you at this very moment answer all your questions, right? If you can get into one of those 47 spots. And just to let you guys know, don't be thinking that, well, maybe it's already all filled up. It may not be because we are only wanting to work with committed people. And there are going to be some people that's going to try to just block the spot but not take advantage of it. And so we will fire that person because they're not taking advantage of the free services that we're doing. Because what we want to do is when you make the commitment, we want to get you on the phone that very moment. And as we goes, we might have open spots here and there. You never know. It might become 47. We might try to get 10 more depending on how many people are really calling and if we can actually expand and I have more time, okay? So 47 spots at this very moment. I will tell you one thing right now. If you are not calling, if you are not wanting to speak to us, that your competition will, and they're going to learn all advanced training as they can get to be able to beat the competition. And guess what? If they're your competition, you are their competition. And so take advantage of this right now. I look forward to talking to you guys. My goal is to be able to help as much agencies out there succeed, because just to let you guys know, these larger organizations around us are starting to surround us and are starting to expand. We even have Silicon Valley trying to invest and do venture capitalism and trying to expand into the senior market right now. So now is the time to have a plan, to create success for your agency. So first of all, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know your time is valuable, and I hope that I was able to give you guys so much information that shows value of your time. So once again, this is Michael with Home Health Success Academy and 10xpatientreferrals.com. Don't forget to contact us, how we can help you. And just want to say thank you so much, and always know that home health marketing is easy when you know what you're doing.